From athletic stuff like a full court pickup game, swish, to athletic-ish stuff like a half-mile stroll. Get those steps in. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
Broadcasting intimate details and useless information from an undisclosed location in New York City. The Last Show with David Cooper.
We are here with Caitlin Green to discuss the topic on some people's minds, the halftime show in the Super Bowl. I was going to make some like Super Bowl, I don't know. Caitlin, welcome in. Did you watch the halftime show?
Did I watch the halftime show? I waited not so patiently for it to begin, and I adored it. I watched the pre-show. I made it through the coin toss, and then I just said to myself, the sport's boring, and I watched some other stuff and waited for the halftime show. Then I tuned back in, and then I said, see you later.
Why sandwich an amazing performance with a little bit of boring, football before and after? Why bother with that is the great question.
Mm-hmm. And I can watch sports. I'm not one of those people who's like, I can't watch any sport, but this one is really slow. It takes forever. And I feel like nothing is happening. I know people would tell me otherwise, but anyways.
So it was the Seahawks? Did I get one team right?
Yeah, it was the Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. The Seahawks won.
Oh, wow. I knew that.
By, I'm told, quite a large margin.
Yes.
So
okay, who cares about the Bad Bunny, or as I should say, the Best Bunny. My only issue with him is it's the wrong name. It was quite a show, all in, well, except for Lady Gaga stepping in there for a second, all in Spanish, which is new. Mm-hmm. Walk me through what you made of it. Imagine I didn't watch it.
I thought it was fantastic. So essentially, he only said 3 words in English. He said, God bless America. And it was really like a smorgasbord of Latin, Puerto Rican culture. And it was, dancers, and it was touching moments. They had a real life couple got married at the Super Bowl. So there was a couple there that like you see kiss and you just figure they're a prop, but it was actually a real life couple that had reached out to him and done one of those like shoot your shot, ask him to perform at their wedding. And then his people came back to them and instead said, no, why don't you get on stage and get married at the Super Bowl? And so they did. So there was the Lady Gaga portion. Now that also is like a functional need of most of these halftime show performers to have somebody else tap in so they can outfit change. And I thought she did a really good job. Him and her have good chemistry. Like, I mean, she's so professional. I thought maybe she was going to perform Alejandro. Just saying, if we were going to keep it more on theme, but she did a really good job. And then he had a ton, like Ricky Martin was there.
Yeah, Ricky Martin did like a Puerto Rican, I guess like kind of like oldie.
Yeah.
Which was so nice to see. I had seen him in that TV show. What is it? The one set in Florida with Kristen Wiig. Oh, I'm losing my mind here. Palm Royale.
Okay.
He did kind of like so in that, I think. And so I was like, it was really nice to see him do an amazing performance because the last time I'd seen him, he was just so. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. The grass so it started in like what was it? Fields with workers like working in the fields.
Yep.
Each blade of grass, shrub of grass was a person.
Yes.
They all walked out. That's amazing.
I took issue with that. I wish I didn't know that. They showed it. They showed them setting up the stage and they showed all the grass people like milling about and getting up into their places. And with my friends who I was watching with, yelled at the TV and I was like, don't show us how the sausage gets made. I just need this stage to reveal and then you like don't know what's going on. That's kind of like one of my pet peeves in life. But I thought they did a fantastic job. The stage design, the energy, the dancers, and not just Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin were there, but at one point they have a house party. It sort of looked like it's happening, like a big boisterous house party. And attending the house party, Cardi B, Jessica Alba, Pedro Pascal, Karol G, and then someone saw Alex Earl there as well. And everyone's dancing around this like pink casita. And I thought I don't know, he's like jumping up on trucks. There was people were hanging off of power lines sort of as a reference to the power issues that Puerto Rico was fraught with following the hurricane. And I thought there was a lot of there's a lot of nice messaging without being too, I guess, un-NFL-y for them.
There was like a lot of like political messaging without crossing the line. In some sense, I wish they had. It's a time when it maybe needs it in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But a big banner over the stage towards the end that says the only thing more powerful than hate is love. A message on a football that Bad Bunny was carrying saying, together we are America, along with every flag from South and North America. Canada got a shout out, It was cool. I don't know. I think in some sense, I was hoping for something a little more subversive that the next day I could turn on the news and enjoy U.S. like left and right news fighting about it. But on the other hand, I'm like, okay, is it the time for controversy? During the Grammy speeches, Bad Bunny was controversial enough. Like, if you want to see controversy, you can turn on something else. I'm okay with it, I guess. What's your take on all that?
I think that he did enough, I think, in terms of the artistry, right? Like the way that he represented Puerto Rican culture. I think that the way he was trying to kind of go about it from a place of like positivity and strength, but there, it looked like there was a Caucasian man marrying the Latina on stage, like that was the couple that got married. So I think that there was enough of that there that, at least from what I saw on social, like people commenting on it who are like do have Latin background, they were all pretty pleased. But I agree. I also saw a lot of people saying that they were like sneakily hoping that he would go even more of the putting the bad in Bad Bunny with it. And the same thing for Green Day, right? Like Green Day opened the Super Bowl up, and I think more people were expecting like a bigger kind of statement from them. But I will say, like, it's kind of hard. Like the Super Bowl is one of those forums where, I guess, following Nipplegate, when you think about it, the whole like Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson of it all, they could just like yank someone. They could just change camera angles. They could just do, who knows what they're threatening behind the scenes. I think having him perform as the halftime performer entirely in Spanish is like kind of its own, it stands on its own merit. So I was pretty happy with it. I thought he did a fantastic job. I think he is such a great, like world-renowned, energetic singer. And I have still seen a lot of people like on the left and right arguing about it today because he didn't speak any English. So there was the usual suspects who were not happy with that. But if they didn't like it, I mean, they could always have gone and watched Kid Rock.
Fair enough. Yeah. The whole like other halftime show, that was, I don't even want to. That was something special. I've seen him interviewed. I've seen him on SNL. His English is like not amazingly strong. It's no shade on him.
Yeah.
I was wondering what would happen with that, but I guess if you do the whole thing in Spanish.
Yeah. You've circumvented the whole and I think he has said before too, like his desire would be that people who loved his music would sort of look into the lyrics, which I've done a bit, like because I love his album. I've loved him for a long time. And so when I have a song of his that I really like, I will go in and listen to it and learn the lyrics.
I was wondering why they didn't sub it in English.
So was I.
But maybe it was the right call. Maybe that's somehow changing it into something it shouldn't be. Another thing with the football, like the Together We Are America, sure, it's like every nation in America, but also like Puerto Rico, like that is an American territory. Like that is America. This is American culture,
Mm-hmm. And it's been a complaint I've seen again, and I've heard from other friends of mine, like that, it kind of like it's Central America, it's South America. Like we all get Americaized because of the way that the actual like words are for each like piece of the continent. And so they kind of, I think a lot of countries feel like they get absorbed into this culture that not only isn't really theirs, but sort of stands against them very often. And so I thought that sort of was an interesting bringing together of that momentum. It was like, hey, we're all the same. We're all supposed to be the same hemisphere, but we each have our own thing going on. Like they wanted to really represent their individuality and their culture. And I thought I loved it. To say nothing also the fact that it was just solid entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely seen way worse halftime shows. He is a great energetic performer, and I can't wait for him to hopefully go on tour beyond Puerto Rico, because I couldn't swing a trip to Puerto Rico to see him, but man, would I like to see him live.
I'm sure he will be touring. It is, I don't know. Pop music is so good these days. Mm-hmm. And for those who haven't seen it, check it out. It's the Bad Bunny halftime show. Okay, we got to get into more news. This one that we're going to talk about after the break, Caitlin, I love. Thank you for sending it to me. It is male private part gate, to say it in a radio safe way. We go straight to the Olympics, where there have been accusations of doping, injections into intimate areas. Mm-hmm. I'm like speechless, but we'll give people more information about it. If there's one nugget to tease people with about this Olympic private part gate, what would you say it is?
I would say that not all unitards are created equal.
Okay, not all unitards are created equal. If you want to know WTF we're talking about, we're here with Caitlin Green. We'll tell you more about it in just a few moments' time.
This time of year, everyone talks about going dry. But at Athletic Brewing Company, we're skipping that because we prefer going athletic, which isn't dry at all. From crisp Goldens to hoppy IPAs and limited releases in between, you'll find something that fits your style. Every single non-alcoholic brew is packed with flavor and the same craft experience you love. So yeah, you could call it dry, but there's really nothing dry about it. Find your new favorite near beer at athleticbrewing.com. Athletic Brewing Company, fit for all times.
Thinking about doping if you're an Olympic athlete, we might just have the best way to do it. We're not sure if it's real or not, but there have been accusations of skiers, is it, using injectables?
Yeah.
Caitlin Green is here, media personality. Check her out on the Jan Arden podcast. She co-hosts that. She does other things too. What they are, I'm sure you'll tell me at some point. But that sounded mean. I didn't mean it to be mean.
I just like when you continue to talk and dig yourself into like an emotional hole, and I'll just let it happen every time.
You sound like my ex. Okay, Penisgate. Fine, there, I said it.
Yeah, there you go. You got it out of the way. Penisgate is a real sort of scandal that was popping up at the Olympics, and there were claims because the World Anti-Doping Agency had to do a full investigation about whether or not ski jumpers were injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid in order to fly further. So
wait, what? Why? Yeah. Why would that help you? Why? Okay, please. Yeah.
So if you inject yourself with hyaluronic acid, which I have done, but to my face, not to my nether regions, it would make it, so it's like to give you like the effect of like, it's what some women would do for their lips. I had a little bit in my cheek. It's a common injectable.
It's like a Botox analog, I guess.
Well, Botox is like something that freezes your muscles. This is to create like an enlarged appearance or like contouring on your face. So it's different.
Got it.
So the idea would be that these skiers would inject their downstairs region with hyaluronic acid to make it bigger girth-wise. Now, don't get any ideas, listeners, because it's not advisable. It is not like it's a major off-label use for this product.
There are injectables that men use, but this is not one that like your urologist would give you for cosmetic surgery. This is an off-labeled, not commonly used one. Got it.
Yes, correct. And so you would need to inject quite a bit of it in order to see some major results. Now, the reason that they would want to do this is because you have your suit, your like unitardy spandex suit that you have to wear for your competitions. You have that, it's very strictly regulated. So because the total size of the suit allegedly, well, no, it does, has a significant effect on the amount of lift that you can generate, which could allow you to jump further. So think of it this way, more surface area on your suit, you might be able to jump, say, 5% further when you're competing. So the idea is that if you injected your downstairs region with enough filler to create more room on the suit, when they measure it and say, okay, your suit can be this big, because we put you into the body scanner, we've decided that your measurements are as such, so you can have a bodysuit that's this size. That's how into the weeds they get for the competitions. So then, the fillers absorb, you go back down to your regular size, and all of a sudden your suit is a little bigger in the crotch, and they believe it could be 5% more for your end results.
5%?
Because it's so close, right? Like some of, the difference between silver and gold could be pretty teeny tiny when you get to the skill of Olympic athletes.
Wow. So this is like shaving your legs for swimming. It's just like a slight edge for the average swimmer, but when you're at that level, like the hair will create drag maybe or something like that?
Yeah, it's like deflate gate, the whole thing with the footballs. Like there's all these different little tiny things that when you add them all up could result in you having an improved performance. So a lot of people are saying that this isn't true, but still the World Doping Agency has to investigate the claims because the second the claim gets made, they want to figure it out. But a lot of people are saying, no, this isn't true. Nobody would do this. It's been debunked, but there's still an investigation pending. And I just appreciate the fact that Penisgate is a term that was being thrown around in conjunction with the Winter Olympics this year.
Could you imagine being disgraced and stripped of your gold as an Olympic ski jumper because you did this? You got to go home and face your family, your friends, your coach, your teammates, all that stuff.
And I think the last Summer Olympics in Paris, I believe, didn't one of the people who have to jump over the bar, didn't his male appendage knock the bar out of the way? Wasn't that like a viral moment? I thought it was.
I believe that it was. I don't remember it, but like this is what you'd be facing if you did this.
Yeah.
It's it's a good story. Thank you for sharing it. Okay, let's get to Harry Styles. Harry Styles fans.
Yep.
He's performing here in New York at Madison Square Garden. I feel like his fans like him a little bit. Is that a fair thing to say?
They adore him.
Yeah.
They love him. I mean, because think about the number of rabid One Direction fans that didn't really have anywhere to place their fandom, right? Like Zayn fell off. Niall Horan had a minute there, but still not releasing a ton of stuff. So they've all sunk into Harry Styles land. And he's also like, he's a charming, young, kind of cool, very cool guy. And so, yeah, he's got a rabid fan base who are willing to pay a lot of money to see him live.
He is not hard on the eyes as well. That certainly goes in his favor. So what are fans doing to try to afford tickets? Because they are not cheap.
Selling their blood.
No. Great.
This is a thing that is happening. There are young fans who are, college age students, so they don't have a ton of cash. And they're so into Harry Styles that they're going on social, they're going on TikTok, and they're saying that they have figured out how they can come up with the $1,000 a pop ticket fee that they're facing to go see him live. And if they donate their blood like X number of times, they'll be able to pay off the credit card debt they're incurring in order to afford these tickets. It's like people are posting about, here's how many extra shifts I'll have to take. Here's how much blood I'll have to sell. Here's how many like babysitting gigs I have to take in addition to my other jobs. And it's obviously sparked a larger conversation about the cost of ticket prices in general in the year 2026. I mean, I am an elder millennial, so I'll tell you, I'm not going to see an artist for probably more than I could never imagine a world where I pay more than $400 or $500 for a ticket. And even that, I'm like, ugh. I have to be Rihanna. That's really it.
And what's wild is he's doing 30 shows at MSG, which is and he's still selling tickets for $1,000. There's something like 500,000 tickets across the run in New York with 11 million people queued up to buy those tickets. I'm just shocked that demand is that high for that many days and that many seats.
His show sold out in 12 minutes.
That must feel nice.
12 minutes. And that's why I think he and many other artists who have this way that he would, or per our previous conversation, Bad Bunny, who just did his residency in Puerto Rico, he did it because he wanted to give a boost to the Puerto Rican economy, which he did to the tune of, I think, something like $400 million. But Harry Styles has decided, hey, I reside in New York for much of the year. I don't want to deal with a tour all across the world or all across North America. So I'm going to set up shop. You can come to me, pay $1,000 a seat to do it, sell as much blood as you can, and then come see my residency in New York.
I guess the mountain is coming to Muhammad. To put it bluntly. Yeah, it's just wild. I couldn't. For my 21st birthday, I invited 20 friends to a little party I hosted, and all 20 showed up. So I kind of get it. I really understand.
It's true.
This idea of a fandom showing up for you. I'm thinking who can pull that level. Maybe Taylor Swift. There are so few artists that could fill seats like that.
Taylor Swift could. Bad Bunny could. I even question if Dua Lipa could. I don't know that she could. I think Rihanna could. I think Beyonce could. And I could see that for an artist like Rihanna, who obviously has had a lot of children and has built this entire, billion-dollar beauty empire. I could see that if she does decide to return to music ever, which TBD, I wouldn't be surprised if she set up shop in one place and said, you guys come to me. So think about it from the perspective of his out-of-town fans. Not only are you potentially spending $1,000 to see him, you also have to get there. It's a lot of money.
Hotels in New York, notoriously cheap and very affordable city. One creator claimed $90 per blood donation. If tickets are $1,000, that's 12 donations plus airfare, hotel. That's 30 donations just to watch this show.
I know. And I mean, at least it's a good cause, but I just would encourage all of these people who are doing this to make sure you're having your iron regularly checked, because I feel like a lot of these young girls are going to become terribly anemic.
Caitlin Green, check her out on the Jan Arden podcast. She's a media personality. Caitlin, it has been a joy having you on the program.
Thank you so much, David.
The world is changing. From the misuse of AI and the rise of deepfakes to the dangerous spread of misinformation, it's getting harder for Canadians to separate fact from fiction. That's why having a trustworthy news source is vital. At Global News, we're committed to objective journalism that cuts through the noise. Stick to the facts. Global News, Canada's trusted news.